What's good, guys? In this video, as you can see, I'm going to be covering the entire process to land a high ticket offer using my prestige offer protocol. I'm going to go through absolutely everything. I'm going to teach you how to use LinkedIn. I'm going to teach you how to use Facebook. I'm going to teach you how to use YouTube outreach, which is something I've created. I'm going to teach you how to make a personal video so you can actually stand out. I'm going to teach you how to set up your profiles properly based on any experience you have. Even if you have no sales experience, this will work for you because it worked for me when I was a cook at Hooters making 20 bucks an hour. 6 months later, I was making $20,000 a month. I'm going to teach you how to vet and choose the right offers because there's a lot of offers out there. Only some of them are going to allow us to make that 10 to 20K a month. And then I'm going to I'm just giving you all the sauce I use to land my first role and make 15 to 20K per month from anywhere on earth. Today we're calling him from Medellin, Colombia. So shout out this place. But this is going to be the most valuable video I have ever made. And there's a few aspects of the prestige offer protocol. There is a personal video. There's optimizing your profiles, leveraging character traits and skills, using high ticket closer lingo to showcase knowledge, even if you don't have high ticket closing experience. And then there's reaching out directly to founders and sales managers, and there's vetting offers like I covered. So this is just kind of an overview before we dive into exactly how to do it of the prestige offer protocol to land your first offer. So there's LinkedIn. On LinkedIn, I use job posts. On job posts, we are basically just applying to jobs, and sometimes this can be bad, but if you stand out the most and if you really put effort into it, there's so many goldmine opportunities on LinkedIn, but it's just a matter of standing out and leveraging any experience that you have, essentially, which I'm going to break down how to do that even if you have no sales experience. But if you do have sales experience, I mean, it's going to be so easy to land a good offer. It's almost ridiculous. Those are like my favorite people to help get into it because they can land such a good offer so easily. But when it comes to this, LinkedIn, obviously there's job posts. We're going to make something called a personal video, which I'm going to break down here in a minute, how to actually do that so we can stand out and have an optimized profile, which I'm also going to explain. Then from there, with a personal video that we'll send to these companies and the optimized profile, based on what they're actually looking for, we're going to stand out from other people because what most people do, most people inherently are insanely lazy. So if you just don't be lazy, it's pretty easy. Most people, they'll go on LinkedIn, they want to get into high ticket sales, maybe they have some sales experience, they craft up a shitty resume, and then they click easy apply on LinkedIn, they upload their resume, and then they never send a message, they never send a personal video, they just upload their resume, hit apply, and they think that's how they're going to start making 10 to 20K a month. Breaking news, it's not, right? You have to stand out. And then also on LinkedIn, there's a cool tool where we can actually find the hiring manager. We can send them messages on other platforms. We can reach out to the company. We can reach out to other team members of the company. And essentially, you're just going to stand out way more doing that. And we're almost approaching this as if we're closing them to have us on the offer. And if we're approaching it that way, they're going to see that, like, wow, we are good at sales, we're good at what we do, we're good at building connections, and that's exactly the type of person that they want on their team. So you're almost showing them what you can do in the process, which is exactly what they're looking for. Through this, you're going to get interviews, and then it's a matter of vetting those, which I'll also explain. Landing a high quality offer, scaling to 5, 10K a month, and then scaling to 10, 20K per month once you kind of get paid to learn and you ramp up. Then there's also networking on LinkedIn and networking on Facebook, which I'll break down. So finding high-ticket sales managers and recruiters, also having that personal video dialed in, and essentially just building your network of leaders and recruiters, because recruiters, they're basically getting paid by these high-ticket companies. Any company that has a coaching program or a course or a mastermind or a marketing agency, like all of these sorts of companies online that sell something that's $5,000 to $10,000. Obviously, they all need closers, but it's way easier for them sometimes, in some cases, to hire a recruiter to find those closers for them. So if we can just build relationships with recruiters, recruiters will get paid to basically connect us with these companies. The companies will pay them, right? And obviously, when you have those guys in your corners, they have so many opportunities coming in. It's very, very easy. I'm friends with a lot of these guys, and I'm encouraging you to do the same. I'm going to teach you how to find them. And then from there, you can land a high quality offer that way. And then there's the last one, YouTube outreach, which is actually how I landed my first Really, really good high ticket offer with a big YouTuber named Invest with Henry. Also, I landed an offer with a guy named Juvier's Gems. They both have around 500,000 subscribers. And I literally just got in touch with them with this method. And this is honestly one of the best methods I've ever heard of. And I've never heard of anyone else using this in my entire life. So just by doing it, I mean, you stand out because no one else is doing it. But essentially, you'll just find high ticket YouTubers, like YouTubers with high ticket coaching programs or offers of some sort. There's a lot of big guys popping off all the time. Like I'm sure you guys have seen a guy named Brez Scales. If you haven't, he's someone popping off recently. And one of my students is literally on his company, and you just know there's so many leads. It's such a good offer. It's super hot, and that is how you make a ton of money. Then basically, you scrape. Sorry, I spelled that wrong. You scrape the email from their funnel, and then you send them a personal video, get interviews, and you vet. And so there's a few different ways we're basically going to be getting offers and opportunities coming in. This is almost like our pipeline, right? If you think of it as any business, you have to have a pipeline, right? The pipeline, you get a bunch of leads coming in, and then some of those leads are going to be interested, and then out of those leads, a couple will purchase, right? And so it's the exact same thing. This is kind of like the top of the funnel. We're getting opportunities coming in, it's funneling down, and all we need is one really good high ticket offer, and then we're pretty much set and good to go. So without further ado, let's get into the specific sauce of how to actually set all of this up. So here's a couple LinkedIn profile examples of me. One of my students I helped, Alejandro, who I started helping like 8 months ago get into high ticket sales. He started off as an appointment setter, making like 4K a month. Then now he's a closer, making even more money for actually one of Brez Scales' friends. Say with my student Denarius, he's making like 10 to 15K a month. Started with a little bit of sales experience as a like GNC sales manager, right? Selling like bullshit supplements, had no freedom, got into high ticket sales, taught him the sauce. So let's just take a look at their profiles because, I've obviously taught them. They've kind of set it up similar to mine, which worked really good for me. I have kind of a more professional picture here, which is a really good headshot, but you don't have to use like an insanely professional headshot for this. I just had one, so it worked well. But basically just use a banner here to make it look clean. You can get these or just make one on Canva. Takes 10-15 minutes, canva.com. And then, yeah, just put your closer or high ticket setter. You really want to be niched down. Honestly, I wouldn't put sales consultant anymore. I put that when I was newer. I'd probably just change it to remote closer just so there's consistency here. But yeah, obviously it's insanely easy for me to land roles with all my experience, so I just don't really need to change it. And then, yeah, you just want to leverage any experience you have, which I'm going to break down. So obviously I leveraged, working with Invest with Henry. And before I had this experience, right, if you're starting, obviously you don't have experience where you're closing $150,000, $200,000 a month for a company. Obviously I put that now because it's like, if someone sees that, they're like, oh shit, like I want this guy on my team. But before, I was a cook at Hooters, and I would leverage my leadership skills I got there, my work ethic, my character traits, ambition, and I would leverage that as well as training that I was getting in sales, and that worked really, really well for me too. But if you do have sales experience, you really want to leverage the numbers that you have. You can estimate if you want, or if you don't know the exact numbers, like let's say if you've done door to door before, or let's say if you've done any sales job before, even if you're not getting paid commission, you're still generating the company revenue. So you want to estimate what that revenue looks like, any numbers that you have, whether it's monthly, yearly, or total that you've generated the company, and use that as well as skills that you've actually acquired, right? So proactive approach, unwavering commitment to success. And honestly, guys, you can literally just plug in your strengths and experience into ChatGPT and tell it to make you a LinkedIn summary, right? And you don't want this to be too long. You want it to be where people actually read it. Because if this is like 5 paragraphs, like, guys, no one's going to read it. You want to make it so that someone can read it in like 1 minute and know exactly who you are, right? Same with my student Alejandro. His is a little bit longer, but still very, very short. So obviously he has this. His looks pretty clean. He has high ticket sales here, a good headshot of him like smiling, just like, being a normal human, right? You want to like humanize yourself. Alejandro's absolutely crushing it. He started with a no sales experience as well. And then, yeah, this is obviously his updated profile now that he has some experience. But before, he kind of had what he had before in terms of just leveraging the experience he had, and it looked really solid. And he actually landed a great role off of LinkedIn. And his first month, he made almost $4,000 as an appointment setter. And I have an interview on my YouTube channel that you can definitely go check out where he's talking about how he actually did that with my help. But yeah, basically he says, I've spent the last 10 months generating over 750K in revenue. Guys, business owners love numbers. They love numbers. That's why they're a business owner, right? So you got to use numbers. 3-month streak of 100K months. Obviously, that's revenue he's generated for the company. So obviously, he's getting commission off of that. He took a little bit of sauce from me, reactivating dormant leads here, which is really, really good. Business owners love that. Building strong relationships, ensuring consistent bookings for closers. And this is also the lingo that you want to use when I'm talking about high ticket closer lingo, right? Just by using these words, he's showing that he has knowledge in the industry. And so you can leverage this without even having actual knowledge in the industry, basically. Yeah, he's also talks about how he invested into himself, putting over $7,000 into sales training, mentorship, skill development. Recently, he transitioned into a closer role. He's already generated 50K in revenue, collected 20K in cash. And yeah, this is a really good profile, clean. Same with my student Denarius. He used to play basketball overseas, so he talks a bit about that. That's kind of what I helped him leverage along with his sales experience, because people want someone that they can that they relate with. Business owners want someone that's like a cool person rather than just like some nerd that doesn't do anything cool with their life. So he has a couple pictures of him being a beast, working out, playing basketball, stuff like that, and he leveraged a lot of the character traits that he basically learned from being a professional basketball player, because obviously you have to be relentless, which is kind of like his go-to word, which I love as well. It's kind of like he's creating almost a brand for himself in this space, and that's how you stand out. That is how you stand out, is almost by creating a brand, right? Like he has like a personal brand that he's leveraging with kind of like, what he cares about and what he believes in, right? And so he even leverages that here as a professional basketball player. Absolutely crushed it. And yeah, he basically just leverages his work ethic, his obviously closing techniques, active listening, like the actual skill sets as well as the character traits. And yeah, he's making 10 to 15K a month as a closer right now, and he's absolutely crushing it. So this profile worked incredibly well for him. And as you can see, there's a lot of similarities between them, but we all have kind of our own style to it, if that makes sense. So that's how you set up your profile. Now, when it comes to the personal video, when you leverage the profile with the personal video, this is going to allow you to stand out even more, because they see your profile, right? Great. But when they see also a video of you talking, that's where they're like really building a connection with you, and you're standing out compared to other people. So we want to leverage both. And this personal video, we can leverage for all reaching out aspects, right? We can leverage it on all platforms. And this is going to help us not just on LinkedIn, okay? It's going to help us with YouTube outreach, also Facebook, etc., and really any other platform that you end up using. But these are my go-tos, right? So when it comes to the personal video, don't freak out. It's very, very simple. A lot of people are always scared of making a video on camera. Guys, it's not that deep. You just act like you're talking to your friend for 30 to 60 seconds, talking about your experience, and just write down before you film the video your biggest character traits, your biggest strengths, right? So when you think about your strengths, you want to think about character traits that you have, as well as skills that you have, right? So if you're new to sales, you're going to want to talk more about character traits, which is what I did, rather than skills. If you are in sales, whether it's door-to-door, cold calling, maybe you're in a corporate sales job, car sales, that's where you talk more about the skills and numbers, right? So if you have sales experience, you want to talk about your numbers, like your revenue generated, and if you need to, you can estimate it. You want to talk about your close rate, so out of how many leads are coming in, how many are you actually closing, or maybe when it comes to door to door, like how many doors do you knock to close? Like you're just showing that you actually have knowledge and that you have experience, and you just want to leverage the numbers that sound the most impressive, of course, right? Of course. So even if you're not on commission, you've still generated some sort of revenue, so you can just estimate it, right? I've had guys that I've helped one-to-one who have come from like fitness programs, like let's say an in-person gym, not high-ticket fitness programs online. I'm talking about like they're sitting in a gym, they're at the front desk, they're selling fitness programs to people who are coming in and looking for help to get into shape, right? Usually they're lower ticket, maybe $500, whatever it may be, and yeah, I basically have them, or they're selling like monthly memberships, so I have them estimate that, use that, and that's beautiful, right? So you can kind of take that and do the same thing for yourself if you have sales experience. But if you don't have sales experience, like I said, that's completely okay. We just need to focus more on the actual character traits, right? So character traits can be ambition, hunger, you're very disciplined, right? You're coachable. These sorts of things are all things that are going to help you succeed in sales. And everyone has strengths, and you can choose to have these strengths, right? No one is born with discipline. No one is born with ambition. No one is born with hunger. But you can choose today, right now, to have those character strengths. If you feel like you don't have them, you can choose right now to have them and leverage those, right? Because those things are a choice that you make every single day, and those are very important in sales because we eat, or we eat what we kill, right? And so you're not going to eat anything if you're being a lazy fuck, right? So you can just choose to have those character traits right now if you feel like you don't have any, and leverage those in the video, right? Something that these owners and these business owners are looking for. Then after that, once you've written them down, you can have ChatGPT help you with this if you want, but you want to just film a 40 to 60-second video. I would use Loom, selling yourself with these strengths, skills, and numbers, right? So it's going to look something like this. What's going on? I saw that you had an opportunity available for a closer position for your company. I just wanted to say that I'm absolutely going to crush it. I have lots of experience in sales. I've been selling door to door for the past 2 years, generating over $3 million in sales. And as far as that goes, I've learned a ton of great skills that I'm going to bring to your company, like active listening, objection handling, and finding the prospect's problem and presenting them with the best solution possible. So if you're looking for someone that can come onto your team, crush it from day one, and basically close your leads and make you more money, hit me up. Let's get on a call and see if it's a good fit. Boom, just like that. They're going to be like, holy shit, this guy's a professional. I want him on my team. And that's how you're going to stand out, because most people are too lazy, too scared, and they don't care enough to actually make a video like that. And then we can send the same video to all companies, and we can also create new personalized ones for specific opportunities, especially like YouTube outreach, where let's say you see this guy, you really want to be on his team, you know it's an insane opportunity. You can send a personal video saying his name and talking a little bit about him, why you want to join his company or hers, right? And they're going to be like, oh, wow, like this guy is bought into my mission. This guy likes what we're doing. He took out the time of his day to send us a personal video. No one else has done that. Let's get on an interview with him. Boom. Now you're in, baby. You're in. So that's how you make the personal video. And then when it comes to utilizing LinkedIn, this is essentially how we're going to actually start reaching out to some of these opportunities, okay? So there's job posts. So in here, we're going to use a personal video. You're going to want to use the website called loom.com, Loom.com. This is how you can send a video by a link, right? So that they don't have to download the video to watch it. You're just going to send it with a link. They can click on the link, boom, watch the video. You're going to reach out to also hiring managers, team members, the CEO, the company page, because it'll probably show the company on the job post. Then we're going to reach out to high ticket sales recruiters. Like I said, these guys are always placing people onto offers, and they basically get paid by companies to find closers, right? So that's obviously good for us. Search in LinkedIn, search high ticket sales recruiter, high ticket sales manager, start reaching out to these guys, send them the personal video and tell them you're looking for an offer, and really just start building your network. So here we are in LinkedIn right now. So when it comes to LinkedIn, obviously when it comes to the job boards, this is how we do it, right? So you want to type in high ticket closer. Bam. So as you can see, there's tons and tons of opportunities in here. You want to look for ones that are actually in what we are looking for, right? So in the e-learning space, they're selling some sort of maybe done for you offer around coaches, consultants, experts, anything that use those terms. Boom, it's exactly what we're looking for. These are going to be the most fun offers where you're selling coaching, etc., because those are the most fun offers, 10% commission. And then you want to look for like warm leads. So some of them won't say it. I know this one is just by the terminology that they're using. And yeah, and then they have the link to apply. Obviously, you go apply, and then they have their company. Boom, you can click on their company. You can actually reach out to them. You can follow them, and sometimes it'll have like their employee. Boom, reach out to this lady. Like, let's see what she does. Whoops. Um, she's probably maybe the owner, maybe she's the owner. Maybe she's the sales manager. Boom, reach out to her, tell her you applied to scaling sales. And yeah, that's boom, one opportunity in the belt, right? And sometimes you'll see more guys like this that are like obviously in the same thing, right? So you can reach out to them, just build your network there. And this is how you start getting opportunities in the pipeline, right? And there's so many. Like only 6 people have applied to this, so super good opportunity. This one as well. This is looks like a really good one. So earnings over 180,000 annually if you achieve minimum KPI, and the minimum KPI is basically the performance, right? So if you perform at their minimum level that they want you to do, you're going to make $180,000, and that's just based on numbers, right? Potential to earn over 300K annually, commission-based role. And then guys, if it says you need experience, don't let that hold you back, because so many of them just say that to deter people, but that doesn't mean they're not going to hire someone that they feel is a good fit, even if they don't have the exact credentials that they put on the thing, right? I've landed so many offers, even when I was brand new, that said, oh, we want this much experience, and then they still hired me because they liked me, they thought I was a good culture fit, and I actually put in more work than anyone else applying, right? And that is the beautiful part of standing out. This one, mastermind product, boom, that's exactly what we're looking for, because it's like in the e-learning industry, coaching products, etc. This is a pretty big company, it looks like. So what will you be doing? Communicate with customers using Zoom, etc. So very good. And yeah, 40 to 60K on target earnings. Commission, this is our closers are consistently achieving this. I might honestly reach out to this company because it's a pretty high on target earnings. So, maybe if you're brand new to sales, you're not going to be able to land the 40 to 60K on target earning position straight away, obviously, but, there's just so many opportunities out here. So that's how you use LinkedIn. And then you can also just search on LinkedIn for like high ticket sales recruiter and, start reaching out to recruiters there. All right, so the next method is going to be Facebook. This is the next platform we're going to be leveraging to get opportunities coming in, especially once you've applied to a lot of the great positions on LinkedIn, you've followed up, etc. Then we can start utilizing Facebook. So there's so many opportunities on Facebook, it's actually ridiculous, in these high ticket closing groups. So basically you want to join the high ticket closing groups. There's one really insanely good one. I keep those, I'm going to keep that specifically for my students because I don't want to flood it with a bunch of people. But there's so many groups. So if you do want to become a one-to-one student and kind of get like all the cheat codes and really the help from me to implement this, help you make your personal video, help you vet these companies so you know you're choosing the right one, even give you opportunities, because I have a lot of companies reaching out to me wanting to basically hire my students that are trained from me. Then there's going to be a link below to apply and book a call with me where you'll basically be able to speak with me. We'll see if it's a good fit and see if it makes sense. And then I can, obviously give you an offer to actually get coached one-to-one by me. So not for everybody, but if you are looking for that help and you're super hungry and you want to just fast track your progress, land a role as soon as possible, and then also get a lot of help on the sales sides of things, get that hands-on training from an experienced closer, somebody that's closed millions of dollars worth of deals. Shameless plug, you can definitely go check that out below, schedule a call with me. But yeah, there's so many high ticket closing groups that you can join if you just search up high ticket closing group. There's so many opportunities in there, but you want to be careful. There are some scams, so you never want to send somebody money in one of these groups, of course, especially if it's for an offer. Like there's gonna be people that will say, hey, yeah, we have this high ticket closing role. You just have to pay, let's say, $1,000, and then we can, put you on the team, right? No good company is ever going to charge you to join their team, right? Because it just doesn't make sense because you're going to make them millions and millions of dollars if you're a good salesman. So why would they charge you $1,000? It just doesn't make sense. So these people are usually scamming. It's usually like some pyramid scheme. So you want to avoid those, but there's still so many great opportunities. So what I do and what I did is I would reach out to older opportunities and older people that were hiring that, let's say, posted a month or two ago or maybe 3 months ago that no one else is reaching out to anymore. And the thing about these people is that they have a company. They're always usually hiring sales reps, especially as these companies are growing. They're always looking for new ones, or maybe one quits, goes to another company. Maybe they didn't post it yet. Maybe they didn't post a new opportunity. But if you can reach out to them, build those opportunities, and basically say, hey, I saw your opportunity that you posted a couple months ago. I'm sure you probably filled the role by now, but I just wanted to reach out and stay in touch in case you were looking for a closer in the future, right? If you just reach out to enough people saying that, a lot of them are going to be like, hey, actually, I have a new opportunity. I just had an opportunity open up, a space open up on the team. Let's jump on an interview, right? You send them your personal video. Boom. No one else reached out to them. You did. They're going to be like, wow, this guy seems like best fit. He reached out to me, and I'm going to get on an interview with him. Compared to if you're reaching out to the new opportunities, there can be great opportunities that are new as well. You definitely can land those, but there's just going to be more people reaching out to them, more competition, right? So I always like to dip my hands into buckets that no one else is really dipping into. And then you really want to vet these offers properly when it comes to LinkedIn, when it comes to Facebook, and even YouTube. Vet these offers properly. Like, you want to know what they're doing monthly cash collected. This is really something that I dial in with my students, is making sure they land a good offer, a prestige offer, which is why it's called the prestige offer protocol. So I would look for companies that are only doing, at least 6 figures a month in cash collected, so at least $100,000 a month. If they're doing less than that, they're not really as established. So yes, you can make money, but it's more of a gamble, right? You're looking for their team close rate. And some of these, like this, is really just seeing if they know, because if they don't know, it's kind of a red flag. But this should be anywhere around 20 to 25%, if not more. Their show rate, if they have a fucking terrible show rate, 30, 40%, that means that you're just going to be sitting around and no one's going to actually show up to the calls when you're their closer. So I'd look for over 50% here. And how they generate leads, if they're doing like cold calling, cold messaging, I would avoid that. They're going to be cold leads. We want to focus on warm leads so that our job is way easier. It's way more fun. And we don't have to be like a complete sales geek or like the next Jordan Belfort to actually close deals and make 15, 20K a month, right? We're getting leads that are hot, they're qualified, they're warm, they're ready to buy, and we're just showcasing more value and getting them across the line. Boom. That's how you utilize Facebook. And then obviously utilizing YouTube outreach. This is how I landed my first really, really good offer. And I would recommend you guys to use this, because if you just take a scroll on YouTube, you're going to see maybe your favorite coaches that you've seen. Maybe they have 100,000, few 100,000 subscribers. They have a high ticket offer and they have a sales team already that's already printing, right? So what we're going to do, I'm going to teach you how to do this. We're going to scrape their email. We're going to send them an email with a personalized video, basically seeing if they have an opportunity on their team. Okay, so let me tab over to YouTube and I'll show you. So it's not house music, but this is a pretty fire selection if you are looking for music to really dial in and focus. Absolute shameless plug there as well. So how to, let's say invest into real estate, right? There's a lot of real estate coaches. How to invest into real estate. Boom, there's a bunch of guys here. They all probably have high ticket offers. They're probably all printing, especially the guys with a lot of views. Basically just teaching people how to get into real estate. Let's just try to find, I've seen this one guy before. I really like this guy. So let's just go to his. He's actively posting, which means he's actively getting new leads. He has a lot of leads coming in. He's probably selling maybe $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 offer, coaching people how to invest into their first real estate property. So this is beautiful, and this is exactly what we're looking for. So what you're going to want to do is go to the Google Chrome Web Store and get the thing called the GM Plus email scraper, right? It's the red one. It's going to automatically collect emails of the people that you're basically looking at. Also, you can go here, and sometimes they'll have it on their YouTube channel. So, view email address. You're going to have to go through this. bicycles, blah, blah. Is that a bicycle? I don't know. Boom, submit. Boom, his email. As you can see, tac518@gmail.com. That's his fucking personal email. So if we reach out to him and we basically, I would like probably recommend using a personal video where you're in the video, you're saying his name, be like, yo, I love what you're doing with the real estate investing, the turnkey, rental properties, whatever it may be, do a little bit of research and say, I'd love to join your company, Springboard to Wealth, and help you as a high ticket closer. Here's why, blah, 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 blah. You talk about your experience. That's a personal video. This is exactly how I landed my first offer with a guy named Invest with Henry. He's absolutely crushing it in the investing space. He has a lot of leads, and I've even done like an interview with him on his channel, kind of like a podcast style, because he helped me invest because I was making so much money with him. Obviously selling his coaching program where he helps people invest, and also he kind of taught me, since I was making a lot of money as a salesman, and he taught me how to invest, and we kind of did an interview there. Boom, there I am, 20,000 views, interviewing my students, and yeah, so this is how I landed the first ever offer. But yeah, he's absolutely printing as an options trader. He does really good there, and he obviously teaches his students how to make money there, so he makes money from that. So super good offer to get on, and the real estate one is basically the exact same, but there's thousands of offers like this out there. But let me teach you how to use the email scraper so that you know how to actually do that. So let's say if we go here, real estate investing mentorship, guys, there's so many of these, and these are the sorts of offers that you want to be on. So if we go here, there's actually a couple different emails. So he has his company email that we got from this, info@springboard to wealth, and chino with52@gmail.com, which I'm assuming is maybe his sales manager's email, maybe it's his other email, who knows. So you could reach out to all three. Yeah, when it has this, usually this is just a video where it explains his like how he basically helps people with the mentorship, right? So yep, and then contact, they have their email here. So that's how you do that. And so through these three basically methods to get leads into the pipeline, LinkedIn, Facebook, as well as YouTube outreach, if we just do 10 to 20 outreaches per day, kind of mixed between each, or maybe one day you just focus on LinkedIn, one day you just focus on Facebook, whatever it may be, there's no way, if you do that for like a month, there's no way you won't land a good high ticket role. There's literally just no way, guys. And it's crazy because you can literally get rid of your shitty like 9 to 5 sales job where you're tied down to one place. And if you just put in the work, you have a little bit of tenacity, you can do this. Now that you have the knowledge, you can get interviews. You can vet these offers, make sure it's actually a good offer, get on a prestige offer, and now you have complete freedom. You're making as much as a doctor. Like I was literally making as much as a doctor that's went to school for 8 years when I was 19 years old, traveling the world and literally having complete freedom, guys. And it's not because I'm special. It's just because I have a good system, and I basically just got onto good opportunities and I learned the right skill set, right? And I was making that much money when I wasn't even that good at sales over a year ago. 15K a month, 20K a month. So this is exactly how to land a good role. And again, if you just want to fast track this and pretty much have no reason for you to not succeed and get to 15, 20K a month as soon as possible, maybe you're in sales already, you want to break into something remote so you have more freedom. Maybe you're in high ticket sales, maybe you're making a little bit of money, you're super hungry and you want to make more and get onto better offers, or maybe you've never done sales before, you want to get into a good offer, start making, $5,000 a month remotely, start building experience, and then over time start making more. I help all of these people get into high ticket sales, and I've helped a lot of guys do it and fast track the entire process and make sure you succeed. So if you are looking for that, there's going to be a link in the description and in the comments. So you can just go to the comments and you can schedule a call with me personally, and I'll see if I can help you. If it's a good fit, then we can talk about what the one-to-one coaching would look like, what that process would look like, and yeah, we could kind of go from there, guys. So hopefully I gave you a lot of value in this video. There was a lot of sauce dropped. I spilled all the secret sauce. So here it is, without further ado, and I'll see you guys soon. Peace. Make sure you subscribe.